You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
You excited about Mr. Tonyan? Let's just get it out the way right now.
Yeah, we need to do that. But no, we got to do our norm, okay? It's the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast, Tuesday edition, okay? It's the all football show. We had so much sports on Sunday, so much action, that we had to split this thing up into two. Also, shout out to internet service providers. We'll leave that one that way.
Isn't that ironic how, you always get made fun of for your internet, and I'm the one that actually prevented us from doing an episode? I mean, I wanted to do the Talladega talk with you guys, but I think I left it in good hands.
You did, and I think it was better that way because literally, I know that when I was talking with you, I was, ripped in the middle, and you did watch some Dega, but you were, balls in, all in on football all day long, and I knew that you were going to be the knowledge powerhouse for what was going down in football town. So I'm glad it worked out this way because we got to separate this up. We really get to focus on both of these sports, and we really get to dissect everything that goes down, the big storylines, those types of things. So who knows? Garage fam, of course you're here. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. We appreciate that. It helps us keep doing what we're doing. If you're listening, thank you for being a subscriber. But let us know what you think about how we have separated these two shows up. Let us know if you want to hear strictly football or strictly NASCAR. I think that's a good experiment. This is a spearmint.
Yeah, you know what? Another experiment we need to do is do you want more entertainment or do you want more sports betting DFS talk? Eventually, I want to get that question out there.
Absolutely. Let's get it out there now. That's another one we'll answer. And you know what we need to do? We need to follow this up with a poll. So we'll put a poll up either on the Garage Guys account, probably the Garage Guys account. We'll put a poll up. We'll get everybody to retweet it. We'll share it. We'll see what we've got going on, where it's going. We'll do that. And, of course, you guys know you can call the hotline 929-430-GGFS and let us know what you're thinking there as well. Always down to hear some voicemails, talking football or NASCAR.
A little wine.
But little wine time. Little wine tie? Little wine tie?
I mean, this doesn't look like me. I usually have drip drop or cold beer.
Yeah, you got the Lindsay OK vibe wine going down right now.
I'm feeling a little sophisticated tonight. I've been noticing that drinking a glass or two of wine really helps me sleep well.
Yeah,
not
that's good.
It's a good. You know this about me, Chase, but my mind stays wired all the time. I'm always thinking about something, usually involving numbers. But so this kind of helps me ease into the night.
Well, that's good. That's good. See, for me, I don't do any of that. My brain just constantly goes. I keep the switch on at all times, and then I just fall down on a bed. And that's usually how it goes for me.
You seem like a guy that passes out super quick. Hit the pillow. Your head hits the pillow, you're out.
Yeah, if you throw me on a tile floor, I'm not going to wake up.
I'm an hour. It takes me an hour.
Yeah? See, not me. Dude, if there was a life or death situation going on, you do not want to be around me. You don't want me to be the guy in charge if I'm asleep, okay? Because it'd be bad news. I'm a bear. I literally am a bear. I hibernate, dude. Go on. Look at this, dude. I don't have all this hair for,
I was about to say, you got that back hair, too.
Oh, yeah, dude. Shout out to Shoulders. Shout out to Head and Shoulders shampoo. It's for real. It's literal. So, yeah. All right, let's intro now. We're here.
Okay.
We're already in pure Garage Guys fashion. I'm loving this. It's already football days, right back again. So it's good to be able to do this. Yes, very, very refreshing. But another good thing that's refreshing is Drip Drop, promo code Garage Guys 20. It'll hydrate you. It's great. And it's used for people that are going in some challenging circumstances, like the Atlanta Falcons. They're having some challenging circumstances.
They need some Drip Drop big time.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien. Very challenging circumstances. Can't wait to talk about that one. Adam Gase sweating it out. He's in some challenging circumstances. These guys need Drip Drop. Yeah, Donald Trump trying to be Christopher Walken. He's very challenging. We don't know what's going on. There's all kinds of things. But go to dripdrop.com, use promo code GarageGuys20, and get the drip. Rip it and drip it.
And Drip Drop, it means sending us to a race here this weekend. So in Charlotte.
Yep, it's we're getting rowdy at the Roval. That's the way I've branded this. We're Garage Guy Chase Chef Boyardee getting rowdy at the Roval. It's gonna be fun in Charlotte. Can't wait for it. Who knows? We'll be around them. We'll be around Teddy B and the boys.
I'm wilding out. I'm gonna wild out at least one night. You get to pick which night it is. So at least one night, I'm gonna wild out. The rest, I'm there for business only.
And see, it's a good thing because I'll be your daddy garage guy Chase Bear take care of you. DD Whippet. Well, we're gonna Uber either way it goes. That's the only way to do it, right? Yeah. All right, so it's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'll have the drip drop prepared.
Like that's why I feel like I got that built up like new kid excitement, like the Christmas. I mean, I've only done Talladega. That's the only race I've done. And you've done what? Daytona, Talladega?
Done just Daytona and Talladega, dude. So this will be my first road course / this is my first time too. So we're first timers in the town of Charlotte. So it's going to be fun. But you can definitely be following us over the weekend for all that good stuff. But all right, these guys are here for football. If you're not here for football and you just stumbled upon this, well, now you're here for football. So let's go ahead and talk about the big news Monday before we get into Sunday's games and some of the action going down on Monday night. Bill O'Brien, he's finally on. We've been waiting on this.
Chase, he was, as crazy as it sounds that he's fired, he was actually plus 900 to be the first coach fired. You could have got 9 to 1 on your money. How crazy is that?
That's insane. Just because of how locked in he was.
Well, that and it just shows you how many coaches are truly on the hot seat right now. I mean, think about it. You got Adam Gase, Matt Patricia, Dan Quinn. All those guys were favored over him. But me and you've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's probably, 3 years overdue? At least 2.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's just the constant. I mean, yeah, he's had like some good regular season records and things like that, but that doesn't cut it, especially when you have the caliber of player you have. And then after dropping DeAndre Hopkins, dude, that was just the end all be all for me. Like I could not. He drops DeAndre Hopkins, and then he gets promoted to like ownership, like percentage. Like what? Like how? I'm pretty sure that the guy that pulled the trigger, his name escapes me right now. The owner of the team. I'm pretty sure that at some point he was like on Ambien for like an entire like year of 3 years of his life, and then his doctor just switched him, and he's like, "Hey, I should fire this guy."
Dude, I have no clue what now's the time. Obviously, whatever, but I mean, they had a brutal schedule. They definitely should be 1-3, not 0-4, but. Just a long time coming. In a weird way, me and you will be sad, though. It's always been a key talking point for us. I mean, we always loved ragging on Butt Chin. I'm hoping he finds his way on some, like, really cool, successful team as, like, an analyst. He, like, just jumps on a team, and we still get to see him on the sidelines.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do if I turn my TV on Sunday and I just can't stare into the depths of like outer space wormhole hell on someone's face. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to be able to live with that, and not only that, but literally his initials are Bob. That is the most insane shit to me. Like, it's just like Bill O'Brien, Bob.
Right.
It's like Bob Butt Chin, okay? Just go straight into like the zone. Like I'm talking Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, shout out to Sci-Fi Channel. He's got it right there. Okay. It's a time portal. Somebody they sent me a picture on Twitter today of like these worms, alien worms that were coming out. I was like, dude, like how did you get a microscope on that dude's chin, bro? Like how did this happen? So that was like the most memorable thing for me. So I'm more upset that the actual sphincter butthole chin has been fired and released from Houston than I am Bill O'Brien being fired and released from Houston. So need to see that somewhere. Maybe he needs a day.
Yeah. I say a day. I think he needs to be give me your garage guy gut boy energy. What staff does he end up on, or does he just go chill on a golf course and get paid?
Bill O'Brien will be going to Hot Topic Patricia, Detroit Lions. That's where he's going.
The Patriots tree?
Yes, he's got to stay true. Most of these guys, it's like they never get too far from home. You know what I mean? They never flurry too far. Like, you know, I'd gladly say the Patriots, but there's no way in hell that he could go there just because of the fact that he might get too much Ronus stuck in that thing, and then you can't just be dispersing that on the sidelines, especially with Bill Trolachek with the 2 masks on. He's got to make sure things stay tight.
That's our next subject. You're already hitting it. I like how you're combining butt with the double mask, but no, you're probably right. I put a tweet out that Adam Gase would be hilarious just because we've seen what do we call him when he snorted up the what was it, salts on the sideline?
Oh yeah, the smelling salts, dude. No, it's just basically just like Adam Gase. Adam Gase has small smoke. I said I think it was like a smalts addiction or something like that. So he's just
on the sideline and just.
Oh no, dude, he's past that, bro. He's ripping the little packs of like the smelling salts open, dude. He's like injecting them into his veins. Like he's there. That's why he can never stay focused. I mean, have you ever in your life seen somebody with the eyeballs that he had? Just like, no, that's not natural.
It is unbelievable he still has his job, even though that roster is complete crap. But he never really was good, man. He's still hanging on to like what was he successful for? Like the Peyton Manning, kind of helping Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
along.
he was on that tree for a while. It was pre-Dolphins. I can't remember much of what it was, but yeah, he was just around some people, and then all of a sudden he gets there. Didn't he do something with LSU? If I'm not mistaken, he had something to do with LSU.
I don't know. I can't fact check you there.
I can't go back that way because he's just not that important to me.
Somehow got on his staff.
Yeah, he's a very forgettable guy. I'm sorry. But he's not forgettable because he's one of those coaches like Bill O'Brien where they have this one quality, and I don't know you for your coaching or for your skill or your accomplishments. I know you for this one weird thing that you have going on, and it's probably not the best thing to be known for. Dan, what is it?
They both can get hot-headed. Like I still remember Bill O'Brien. Like he seems to get hot-headed pretty easily, and so does Gase. I don't know.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien, I mean, dude, like I've watched that dude like get so angry that I thought he was literally going to like produce a turd out of his face. Dude, it was rough. So, yeah, he's been there. He's been there. But see, Dan Quinn doesn't have any of that. And I think that Dan's the next one out. I really do.
I mean, they lose tonight by what? They're already down by 17. If they get blown out 0-4, I mean, you're supposed to lose to the Packers, but he should have been gone a long time ago as well.
Yeah, he should have been out in like week 2. So I think that's why I said on a previous show, it seems like we have like another Jason Garrett situation brewing in Atlanta. Speaking of that, before we do get to the game tonight, the Kansas City Patriots game, talk about the double mask, I do want to also say that maybe a quick release candidate. Mike McCarthy is a fraud. He's a big fat fraud.
For sure.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that game. Let's save that.
Okay.
I agree 100%, and he's basically the same hire as Jason Garrett. But get into the
fucking coaches' odds, though. You're getting me excited. You need to put a tweet out for the Garage Fam letting them know what these odds are. These coaches are gone. We need to get the Garage Fam hot, man.
It's gone. It was the first coach to get fired odds, so it's already gone.
Well, hopefully they'll reset. We'll have the second coach.
Yeah, that's true. We'll get those.
You can bet on anything, man. This is America. All right.
True. It really is that way.
All right. So Kansas City Patriots game, the first time that's where it's not week 1 that we've had 2 Monday night games. 2020 continues to produce bangers. So we had this game started 6 on CBS. I was wondering how they were going to do this. I didn't know if they were going to do it more where it was like, the first week where you have the early game and then the late game. So I'm glad they figured out a way to dissect it, flip it up. But, dude, I don't know what was going on. Brian Hoyer is washed. It's over. And you literally got all the way through a half of football with 3-6. Like what?
Dude,
how?
I have not seen a worse, quarterback. Okay, so I'm not going to say a worse quarterback error. I'm going to say a worse quarterback error from a veteran than I did at the end of halftime. And if you watch the game and you're listening to this tomorrow, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Chase, 6-3 on the 5-yard line, 20 seconds left, no timeouts, third down. All you have to do is either throw it in the end zone, throw it out of bounds, or basically don't take a sack.
Yeah.
And he takes a sack and then gets up and tries to call timeout. no timeouts, and the half runs out.
Yeah, I think that Brian Hoyer forgot that he played football for a little while.
Dude, like, if there's any reason he still has a job, it's because he's supposed to have the veteran savviness to not let that happen. So, like, the one thing he's supposed to have, he doesn't. They lose their opportunity for 3 points. And, I mean, eventually, there's not much to dissect this game. It was one of the worst football games. I think Stidham came in, around, like, the end of the third quarter?
He came in around the end of the third. Light the candle! Garrett Stidham! Skid Row Stidham! Do you like what I've done with that, by the way? Like, I'm trying to create this. You know how I love to create personas that players don't want for themselves? Am I doing a good job with Jared?
You're doing great. You're doing great. And I think you're going to get your chance to advertise him more because I think the Cam's going to have a solid season, not a great, but not a good, somewhere right in the middle. And it's going to be he's going to go get paid by somebody else, and the Patriots will not match the salary. So you might get your wish and see Stidham.
Well, I mean, you remember at the beginning of the season, even before we knew Cam, we were already talking about Jared Stidham just because you're Patriots fandom. By the way, RIP to your pain for Edelman being the drop leader and continuing that trend.
I know, man.
In Kill Harry season.
I mean, I guess they're using that Damari Bird guy. I mean, he's getting targets. It's weird. Right now, the Patriots are just a weird team. I think I said, Chase, when we had a football episode before the season, if there's anything I want to say for, like, getting rid of a team blanket-wise for fantasy, it's the Patriots. You just don't know who they're going to use, like Rex Burkhead, N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman, James White. Today, Damian Harris got like 20 carries.
Yeah, Damian Harris. Where'd you come from, dog? They put Sony on IR, yeah, and then they bring him in. Like, what?
It's crazy.
It's wild, man.
Roster Cam or nobody, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
It's roster Cam, and then you have to keep throwing Edelman in if you pick him in season long. Obviously.
That's how it was for years, dude. It was either Brady, Edelman, and that was it. That was your two guys that you knew that were going to constantly give you good production, and Gronk when he was available. That was your big three. Dude, if I could, I would draft Bill Belichick on my fantasy team. I feel like he would constantly produce 40 points, especially meme points now with the double mask.
You get his defensive adjustments. You get points for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. Adjustments. He is every running back. That's why everybody, they got that new thing in fantasy now where everybody's like, oh, just the position. It's just the Saints quarterback because they did that for Taysom and coming in. So it's like, okay, when you do that, then you got to get real technical. So it's like, what's the point? You're literally just getting to a point to where it's like, okay, I'd rather just hammer a bet. So,
Hammer a bet.
Yeah, just hammer a bet. Like you don't have to get to that. If we're going to start dissecting it that bad, then fantasy loses all of its essence. So yeah, after this game or whatever, it sucks. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure that it was all expected. Everybody was just bitching about the flags too. Like it's like get used to it. Like because the Chiefs are going to get that favorability now. I feel like that the Patriots kind of got, and you're going to have a weird argument about that. I'm guessing maybe.
No, I mean it just was a poor officiated game. It happens like once every 5 games. So I really have no take. It's just literally like sometimes it happens to your team, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes it just be like that. Words of wisdom.
Exactly.
Right there.
It happens to be like that against the Saints in the playoffs, and that's what sucks.
Yeah, all the time. Don't remind me. Fuck. All right, so yeah, I think we're being dead honest. I think that Green Bay and the Atlanta Falcons, not the Falcos, would never give them that kind of credit. I think that they are still playing right now.
20-9, Green Bay.
20-9. So that's where we're at. So it's just kind of live. Got to talk about Robert Tonyan. Tonka Tonyan.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns for Tonka Tonyan. Again, and I'll probably clip this part of the podcast just specially for my guy, Paulie Sleepers, playing Dynasty with Paulie, known Paulie for a long time. Thanks again for trading Chris Herndon. Let me give you Chris for your one Jerick McKinnon and Robert Tonyan that you thought was just a burner throw. You're like, well, you like tight ends. You'll enjoy this. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I will enjoy this. Tonyan. All right. And then boom, like the next week, just because I just be radiating this good energy all the time. Like that's just how I roll. Jamal Adams, I say it all the time, positive people don't get sick. So, we just roll. And then now I've just been blessed with just Tonka Tonyan. So we're here. This is a big tight end year right now going on.
Any better for you? I mean, like literally, Tonyan's blown up since you made that trade.
I'm hyped, man. And I think, and like, that's literally leading me to believe. I don't care what anybody says at this point. I will be delusional. You can call me just some crazy man, okay? Tight ends get put on my fantasy teams. They explode with production. That's what happens. But if they've been on my team for a long time, they have to reach their potential on their own. That's the way it goes. So you want a tight end to blow up, it's like good luck Chuck. You send them to me, and then they flourish. Okay, and then I just get rid of them later on down the road, and then you take care of them. So that's my job. That's what I do. Tight end whisperer, me.
Go buy the shirt.
Yeah, buy the shirt. Tight end appreciation. GarageGuysFantasySports.com. Go buy all the shirts. Give us money. We like money.
I'm gonna transition us into the Sunday slate. You cool with that?
No.
We had some incredible games early and some snoozers in the afternoon, Chase. I wanted to start off talking about Joe Mixon season and the Bengals getting their first win, 33-25 over the Jags. This was one of my best bets. Put the Bengals money line. I'm going to give you the floor on Mr. Joe Mixon here because I know a couple of these games I want to talk a lot. I want to let you talk about Joe Mixon because I think you rostered him in at least, 30% of your lineups? So go ahead.
Yeah, I had him in a ton of my DFS lineups. I also am a Joe Mixon owner in season long. It's been rough. It's been a rough few weeks. I will say this though, like just jumping off the board. I literally was doing some research and I just have this I have these weird hunches and I can't always explain them statistically. I can't always back up my data. I just feel things and then they happen. It's just how it's been my entire life. I can't explain it. But literally, I remember looking up some stuff, and I said, you know what? I said there was some game where he had came off an injury or he was reported to be on the injury report, and then he just went to town. And I was like, and he's got a very solid, favorable matchup for him as a running back. I was like, this could really play out well. And I was like, and as much as I, have had this look.
I cut you off. Robert Tonyan touchdown.
Again?
Third touchdown.
A third?
Yeah, third touchdown.
A big three right here live on the show. Big three. Big three, Robert Tonyan. Tonka Tonyan. Big three, baby. Woo!
Not only that, Chase, he tripped during the play, got up and ran to the end zone and caught the ball.
You're joking.
I swear. I haven't.
It's Tonka Tonyan season. Call the doctor. It's Tonka Tonyan season. They're rolling through your town.
Yeah, it's we're seeing the benefits right now of having. So I have Chase. I have all my screens here. So I have out of the corner of my eye, I have the game like the bottom right corner of my extra screen, and I saw somebody score for the Packers, and I looked up, and it was a tight end, and I was like, surely this is not this must be the backup that's wide open. And
oh my God.
Tonyan, yeah, wide open.
Tonka Tonyan. Guys, this is real. Okay. Oh man, dude, did I play him in this lineup? Oh my God.
Tonka Tonyan.
Tonka Tonyan. 30 fantasy points for Tonka Tonyan. Robert Tonyan. Look, I put on Twitter for his second touchdown. I was like, don't worry, man. He has this picture of him like staring at this little kid's bike. I was like, no more having to worry about stealing those bicycles, man. You're going to be rolling in style when that bonus check comes in tomorrow. Man, I love it. Tight end season is in full swing, guys. If you don't get over to GarageGuysFantasySports.com, get your tight end appreciation club shirt. I don't know what you're missing. This is the year of the tight end. I'm telling you right now. Tonka Tonyan. I got to chill out. Every year. Back to Joe. Back to Joe.
You were like mad I was cutting you off, but I was like, I have to cut him off.
No, you had to let me know that. You did right. You did right by that. You did right by the Garage fan by that. So, yeah, back to Joe, though. I did a lot of research on it. There's a couple of people in the industry that, I do all my own research. I look into things. I trust my gut 9 times out of 10. That's just the way it goes. And then, of course, I'm going to look at some statistical stuff. I'm going to look at what you're betting on. I'm going to look at your game scripts and how you do with your best bets because you're slaying still. You definitely got to talk about your record and everything going on for that as well. But, I have a lot of things that I factor in. But Joe Mixon, there was a lot of people were low on him. But the few people that I trust in the industry that like I kind of trust right up there with the way I trust myself, they were all feeling it too. So I rolled with it. 3% owned, slayed, 45 fantasy points on DK, crushing all of my season-long leagues. Just found a way. Life finds a way. People gave up on him, and that's the beauty of football. You don't give up on the people that you go in. If you draft somebody in the first round, which a lot of people did with Joe in season long, you were an idiot to let him go in week 3. And then you play your matchups right. You just got to know. When you know, but nobody wanted to touch him because of the way he was. So you can always bang. When someone doesn't want to touch a player on DFS, Daddy Chase will.
Yeah, I had a little bit of him. I didn't have as much as you. Super pumped for the Bengals to get their first win. Big things coming for Joe Burrow. I think he's really –
Joe Burrow's happy.
Dude, he's passing the test early. I know the wins haven't been there, but he's doing everything right too. So they got 2 Joes. Tyler Boyd's looking good. T. Higgins is looking good. Just wanted to give you the kind of the spotlight there. I know you were super pumped about Joe Mixon. But the next game I wanted to talk to you about was your own New Orleans Saints and the Detroit Lions. So we had Hot Topic Patricia against the Saints. I was really, really worried about the Saints, man, early. It was 14-0 before you even woke up. So
yeah, so getting to that. Yeah, getting to that. But before we do move to this game, though, I just want to say Jaguars, Gardner played a great game. Shout out to O'Shaughnessy. Nothing but love, always. So back to this. Yeah, I was up really late. I was editing a show, do a lot of edits. Everyone that has been listening to us by now, they pretty much know that I'm pretty much cutting up stuff. I stay up late. It's just what I do. It's what I love. I'm passionate about it. But I think I literally told you I may not make it to kickoff. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. And I set my alarm because I was like, I have to get up because of the way the games were. And then I ended up setting it for AM because I was like literally falling asleep with my eyes open. Didn't even realize what I did. When I woke up, though, it was probably the first quarter was winding down, and I realized it was 14-0, and I just wanted to go back to sleep. I was like, this is done. I was like, I didn't get this video that I stayed up all night long working on. Didn't get to see the light of day. I was like, the Saints are getting blown out by the Lions early. Drew was right. He took him at +3. It's over. Like, put out the candle. Yeah, I was just like, whatever. I'll wait and watch Josh Allen just go electric mode at 4 o'clock. And, then they came back. And it's Traquan season. But it still made me mad because I was going to put Traquan in my fucking lineups. And I didn't get to do that because I overslept. But that's the prices I pay. So,
Latavius Murray season 2 finally.
Yeah, that's going to happen, dude. And I think that more people need to understand the reality of that. We had that happen last year when they played against the Bears. Everybody was like, oh, dude, Kamara's going to go ham against the Bears. And then Lat Murray gets in there and just tears it up. And I started Lat Murray in that game. It's always these weird games. I don't know how to explain it, what it is. But when it comes to the Saints, it's like I had the hunch that, like, okay, Lat's probably going to do well here. But I wanted to trust, just the normalities, because you're going to have a lot more weeks of normalities than you're going to have of these gut boy energy weirdness. So maybe I'm fucking up, though, because maybe I'm blurring the lines. Maybe I'm listening to too many people. Maybe that's why you do what you do and I do what I do. We need to stick to that. I don't need to be out here in this land. I need to be told I'm an idiot sometimes so that I can say that I was right. So, but it wouldn't have mattered because I wasn't coming out saying anything about Latavius Murray, and I'm not going to say that I did because I didn't. But you're going to have those games, and it's probably only going to be once or twice a season. So I'd have to really look at the schedule, dissect, and see how things are going to try to see if I could pick that next Lat Murray game.
I'll put the doctor's hat on, the chef's hat on, and I'll say this. I think Latavius Murray is like the perfect guy to try to hit on like a showdown slate, where you hope it's one of those 2 games. You put him in the catching slot. He saves you all the salary. And then he gets 2 touchdowns. If he gets 2 touchdowns, you're winning all the money. Like, yeah, catching slot. So I think he's a perfect play for that situation. If you ever do see the Saints in prime time, maybe you throw him in and hope for the best. But no, I don't have much to say about the Saints other than great job getting back on track. I felt like them going 1-3 would have been detrimental. The fact that they're 2-2 means You got Mike Thomas coming back. You got some of these defensive players getting a little bit healthier. So the Saints are definitely not going away yet. And for good reason, that division all of a sudden in 1 week is looking better because you have the Patriots moving to the Bucks moving to 3-1.
Look at you.
And then you have Carolina. Carolina moves to 2-2, and they're 2-0 without Christian McCaffrey. So
exposing them Cardinals, bro.
They were. They definitely exposed the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray and Kenyon Drake are both kind of struggling right now. It's a weird thing. But I have 2 games left, or actually I have 3, but we're going to skip over 1 because we already talked butt chin. And I had this game written down because it was a must-win. I wrote this down before the firing. Must-win for Houston. Butt chin moves to 0-4. Dalvin Cook, 2 touchdowns. And so basically, like I called that he'd get fired. I said that they had to win this game. I don't really have much to say on this before. I have 2 final games that I think were the best games of the day. Do you have anything to say about Minnesota-Houston before we move
on? There's really nothing I have to say about that other than the fact that disappointed that Deshaun Watson couldn't get a 30 burger like I expected him to.
For your fantasy?
Yeah. I wanted the 30 burger. I was wanting the 30 burger. Didn't get it.
That's okay. I mean, if they still had DeAndre Hopkins, he would have had you covered. So
yeah, exactly. Not going to do much of that. Not going to do much of that with Brandon Cooks and then the what if of Will Fuller. So there's that.
Brandon, we're not even using him correctly, but
Will Fuller had a good game though. I will give him that credit.
Yeah, no, he's Will Fuller is so talented. The problem we've always had with him is he's just never on the field enough.
He's a my knee guy every other week, whereas Aaron Rodgers is the my knee guy 1 week.
Yeah, my knee. His knee
my
looks
knee.
fine. I'll say that.
Before we go, I have something to say about Aaron Rodgers before we end this episode. But yeah, I want to get into this next game because I know what this next game is. This is the game that excited the shit out of me getting to watch, and we get to talk about Fat Boy Mike McCarthy. Am I right or am I wrong?
I just switched the order. I was going to do Bucks first, but we'll do Cleveland versus Dallas, 49-38 Cleveland, and go ahead about Mike McCarthy because I had plenty to say about this game too. Go ahead.
Okay, you have been tricked. You have been lied to, Jerry Jones. And it's not hard to trick Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones is just a gullible guy, okay? We've seen a lot of Jerry's world shenanigans. This is probably the biggest one. When you have a coach, all the Cowboys fans that I know, and I have some that are in my immediate life, oh, we got Mike McCarthy. And, yes, they all sound like this. And, yes, maybe I am stereotyping a little bit, but who cares? Man, we got Mike McCarthy. It's going to be a great year. We are going to win Dallas to the Super Bowl. Woo! And I'm like, okay, yeah, right. Like, literally, you just left.
Are there people
yes.
That about? I don't know any of them.
Yes. Yeah, you need to meet my I don't want to, you know what? Screw it. You need to meet somebody in my direct family that is related to me. And he is literally, his name is very close to that of Dallas, I will say. I'm not going to say if it is or if it isn't Dallas, if his name is or isn't Dallas. But this person has stars on his vehicle. So
I just don't know anybody that was like hyped about Mike McCarthy. They were just like, whatever.
Oh, dude, he's just hyped about the Cowboys. He loves the Cowboys, and I get it. He's got team passion, but at the same time, it's like I tried to explain to him. I was like, dude, you're literally getting a coach that had one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I'm not knocking Dak by any means. But he's not Aaron Rodgers. It's like, and he's on the decline. He was taking that team to shit town. And it's like, what do you expect? You expect him to come back and just be refreshed like he's a brand new coach? Like, and it's all starting over again. This isn't NASCAR. You don't go to a new team and then can be wildly successful. This is the NFL. You're going to have the same mind. You're going to have the same play styles. You're going to have all that same stuff. And if you don't know how to evolve and change, then you got to get the fuck out. And that's where Mike McCarthy's at. He doesn't know how to adapt and evolve. He still sucks. And literally, I think he should be on the hot seat this early because when you make that type of move, it's like, I don't know. To me, I just feel like there were a lot better options out there for that head coaching position. Yeah.
Yeah, and as much crap as we're talking about him, I will say the problem right now is the defense. I don't know how much he has and how much he's involved with the defense, but of course the head coach gets the blame. Jason Garrett seems like the same profile as Mike McCarthy. I mean, a veteran coach that more old school, and Mike McCarthy definitely qualifies as that. He struggled with Aaron Rodgers. I don't see why he's not going to struggle with Dak Prescott.
Dak's got legs, though. That's the difference. I feel
Yeah,
that but they're
not
doing the same thing offensively that they were doing last year with Jason.
the offensive coordinator is still. I mean, I don't think either that doesn't go back to Jason Garrett or Mike McCarthy. I think they're running the same offensive plays. Really, if you watch, it's more of like I just don't think Mike McCarthy's the answer to like inspire the players, to be the head coach, to manage the team.
Absolutely.
They're screwed, man. But the thing is, and I wanted to say this before we moved on, credit to Cleveland. They bounced back this year a little bit. Odell had 3 touchdowns. We got to highlight him real quick. Odell did great. But before we move to the Browns, I want to say about Dallas. Because the division is so bad, they're going to be in the hunt. Because basically Washington's awful. Giants are awful. Those are two of the bottom 3 teams probably, or bottom 4 teams in the NFL. So that leaves the Eagles, who kind of suck, but they won last night, surprise win. And then
very weird.
You have the Cowboys. So who wins that division, and what record does it take? Does 7 wins get you in? It might.
Dude, the NFC East is just so trash. A once amazing powerhouse of a division, just completely in the gutter. Like, you hate to see it in a way. Because, like, dude, they ran the world in the 90s.
Who do you take out of those two, though?
It has to be like, dude, who would I love to take out of those two? Dallas and Washington. That's what I would love.
No, like between Dallas, I'm assuming Washington and Giants are not contending. They're out. I'm saying, who do you take between Dallas and Philadelphia, and how many wins gets them in? I'm saying 7 wins gets them in.
I think it depends. I think it just depends. Like, if Carson Wentz steps it up, like, I take my jabs at Carson Wentz all the time. He did decent. I think he ended up producing like 23 or so fantasy points in that game.
I'm not for him there, dude. He has nobody to throw to.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, it's
kind of like Aaron Rodgers though right now. Aaron Rodgers is doing fine. So I understand your point. If you want to make it about Wentz, I'm not a big Wentz guy. I think me and you as a podcast have been down on Wentz since I've started. I know that. Yeah,
he needs to go back from whence he came. So, no, I mean, it's got to be Dallas. I got to take Dallas. You got to hope that they bounce back. I'm a big Van Der Esch guy. I have a lot of faith in the neck roll. You know what I mean?
Van Der Esch.
Yeah, I have a Van Der Esch fetish. So it's like, I cover any athlete that looks like they could have been on the cover of NFL Blitz 2000. Like, I'm all about them. So, I hope that maybe that defense can find a way and step it up a little bit, because I had a lot of faith in that defense this season.
They're the worst.
I'm being let down.
Their defense and the Falcons seems like the 2 worst. But so you're saying Cowboys, how many wins? I'm thinking 7 wins might get somebody in. That's terrible. At most 8.
I'm right at there. 7 to 8 is right where I'm at. We're on the same exact level. I don't know, and I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but like I said, at this point right now, I'm treating like Dak like we're treating like Fitzpatrick or something. That they're going to have a shitty team, but he's going to produce a crap load of fantasy points. So, good fantasy player, bad football team.
It's like Fitzpatrick on steroids.
Exactly, yes.
More rushing yards.
And making Zeke Elliott sad.
Yeah.
He can't get in the pot.
Like somehow 15 points, but it feels like it's painful the entire time.
That is nowhere near paying off for his value.
Oh, I know. But I still feel like he's going to get there just because of the games that they're in, and I'm not worried about him season long. As crazy as that is to say, I don't feel like he's going to keep getting vultured. But I want to get to the Browns real quick before we go to the last game. Browns, Nick Chubb got injured. Kareem Hunt season is here, and Odell Beckham season is here. Go. Yeah,
dude, it was some really bad news for Nick Chubb owners today. MCL, he's pretty much done for the season. This is Kareem Hunt's time. I put a tweet out this morning. It's I didn't want to be insensitive. I don't want to be an insensitive guy by any means, but I was pouring some water in my eyes because I'm a Hunt owner. I own Kareem Hunt everywhere. I'm ecstatic. I'm not going to lie. I'm super happy. This is going to be great. Finally, he gets to shine in a backfield again. He's a pass-catching back. Chubb has proven to be more of the ground and pound guy. You want the PPR guy. You want the guy that's what's exciting. That's what makes you happy. But aside from that, the Browns played like a football team. They looked like they were supposed to look last year, every game. That's what the Browns look like. So getting to watch that happen was a very exciting moment for me because I have been a low-key closet Browns fan since Manziel was drafted to Cleveland. I hate how that worked out and that he's not there, but that love kind of still stayed there. What was it, the Peyton Hillis days on the cover of Madden? You know what I mean? There's some energy to the Browns that I can't understand. It's just the worst sports team, the worst sports team in the worst sports town. Just like I got love for the Cleveland Indians. I got love for the Browns. Not much love for the Cavaliers. Don't really care for them. But
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was a Cleveland Browns fan and wanted them to be good so bad up until last offseason when they said all the wrong things. Like I went basically a full 180 from like I wanted to see the Browns succeed and have those winning years, and then Baker Mayfield kind of screwed it for me, honestly. And so did Odell. I just didn't like their swag. I still like Jarvis Landry, but it is kind of cool to see them, I guess, coming full circle. If they could put together a good season, I wouldn't hate it. I don't know.
Yeah, I just do. Whenever I found out that Odell was going to be pairing up with Jarvis, that was my everything, dude. Because when I was in college, they were playing, they were balling, you know. So like I watched them Tigers, dude. I go down to the bayou where Bobby Boucher and Mama live, and I would go and watch the Tigers play. And that was just how I rolled. So getting to see them do that and be back together again was insane. I thought that they were just – dude, I wasn't a Super Bowl, like Browns to the Super Bowl guy, but I was a Browns deep to the playoffs guy. You know what I mean? Like I definitely thought it was going to be a turning of the tide. But, yeah, you're right 100% about the Baker's mental attitude, something. He's got something, man. I don't know what it is, but I just you can't sit here and say, oh, the Browns are awake now. This is how it's going to be. Like, because no, they played a very shitty defense. We just hope that maybe this will give them a little spark of going to watch that film this week. I hope they watch that and just like, we could be doing this every week. Odell had his best game of his career.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. And if you haven't seen his run, make sure you go look up that. It was wild.
At the ass end of the fucking game, dude.
Yeah, it was wild, man. The story with the Browns, though, man, this story is more about the Cowboys to me because Browns seem to beat the teams they're supposed to beat and they never can beat the good teams. And to me, the Cowboys do not qualify as a good team. Like, people want them to be a good team, but they're not a good team. And they haven't been a good team.
They get the biggest pass in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, they're America's team, but I don't even know if that's true anymore. But
it's not. The Patriots should be America's team.
But people hate the Patriots. They never can be. But
that's what trips me out.
Mr. Brady here. That was the longest segment there on that game, and it deserves it because it was what?
60, that was the most electric game.
67 points? Or no, 77 points. Sorry. So, Chase, I wanted to talk about this game second to last, but we jumped into that one, so we're going to talk about it last. And before I do, I need your help to do this. We had Mr. Tom Brady, Tom the GOAT, in Tampa Bay.
We had
Mr. Justin
Herbert season. I went way too long on that one.
I need you to help me there. 22-year age gap. So
it's a baby.
Literally, we need to get a shirt made of Tom Brady in his GOAT shirt that I have. Like, I can't remember who sells it, but it's basically Tom Brady with the GOAT, and we need to get a baby over to the side or even as the GOAT because they said on the Red Zone stream that Mr. Herbert was 2 years old when Tom Brady made his first start, which is just insane to me. Like that's
literally.
And how fitting is it before I give you the mic? How fitting is it that in this 22-year age gap, Brady throws for 5 touchdowns?
Dude, 36 fantasy points for Tom Brady. He looked like old Brady. That was the Brady you had for the Patriots. That was the Brady that you drafted up high for. That was the Pat Mahomes style, of his day. Brady. A lot of these newcomers to football don't really know. So yeah, it was amazing to see him be able to produce that again, especially with a new team. And I think that's his like validation. You know what I mean? Because like everybody's kind of had it in their mind. Like everybody knows he's the GOAT. Everybody knows all this, but it's like, is he going to be able to carry this over? Is he going to be able to do this at this other team? And that's him just being like, you're an idiot for thinking that I couldn't.
And the Chargers are a respectable defense too.
Yeah, they are. And the Chargers are really good at defense. They did have, like, I will say this much. I think that they were put into some positions where Tom was able to time out, because I know that Josh Kelly, Austin Eckler got injured. So Josh Kelly kind of took over Justin Jackson. They had some fumbles near the end zone that allowed Tom to kind of get in there. Yeah. But the one thing that I will say is this, and I know that an injury played to it. Remember at the beginning of the season, you were really high on Chris Godwin. I was more on the Evans side of it.
Are you serious?
I'm just saying.
Dude, Chris Godwin didn't play.
I know he didn't play. But what I'm saying is I know he got injured, but it's still
No, stop it. Wait till they both play before you put this argument out there.
Okay. It's good to see Evans getting some passes. It's good to see Evans doing things.
I can relate a little bit to this, because I was going to say the most impressive part of this Brady 5-touchdown game was the fact that there was no Godwin, and that Mike Evans – I don't think you were watching football at this time. Mike Evans got hurt in the game and kept playing. So
I saw that. He limped off, dude. I was terrified. I was just like, do not do this to me.
It was amazing. Yeah. It was amazing. So
another thing too –
it's no knock on him for me. I didn't think Godwin would be way better. I remember my stance as being both of them are going to do great.
Okay.
That's my stance.
I don't know if we put a gentleman's bet on or not. We probably didn't. But I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't matter, because it's just like our Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton bet last season. You can't do anything if they're not on the field.
I did win that bet.
Yeah. You did? Yeah, you probably did.
By stats, yeah, but
okay.
We're not.
Well, we're not going to go too much deeper into it. Just good to see Mike Evans doing what he did. It proved it just like I said, Tom Brady proves once again that he's got it good. He is Tom Brady, and he does what he does. Happy to see that, as always. Wish I don't think Scotty. Yeah, OJ Howard's done so. So this has to mean that it's Gronk or bust at this point.
And I also think it's worth going and getting Cameron Brate. They're using 2 tight ends a lot.
I forgot about Brate. Brate was the end zone falcon for the – dude, he's always been the guy that's just there. He's like, the only time he's in is if they're inside the 5. Like, and he's just like, hey, it's me. And break the break.
If you think OJ Howard going out is going to make them like only use 1 tight end, it's not. They're not going to just Gronk only.
You're out your box, man. You're talking to a coach that wears a Kango hat like Samuel L. Jackson. This dude don't care. Dude, love that guy. Love that guy.
I don't want to before we move on, I wanted to say no discount to Mr. Go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
Justin Herbert, Bear Herbert season.
No discount to him. He had a perfect passer rating and was playing with Brady all the way. They even had a lead. I think the Bucs were definitely down 7 or 10 at one point. It was just too much, man. Too much Brady at the end. But I don't know how you really go back to Rod Taylor, because
Anthony Lynn will be trying to find a way. I promise.
He will. He'll find a way. And normally, I'm okay going back to the guy you named your starter. But when you invest the draft capital that you drafted Herbert with, I think you just ride the hot hand, right?
Yeah, 100%. I've been saying since the jump. I've said it on this podcast before. They should have started him from day one. You have Tyrod Taylor. He's a certified backup quarterback at this point. He is not a starter in this league. I don't care who you are. I believe the hype for a little bit when he was in Cleveland. I'm not going to lie. When Tyrod was there, I was like, you know what? Tyrod could do this. He can pull through. He can make it happen. He couldn't. Once that was done, it was a wash. It was finished. Baker comes in. It's over. The experiment is done. Wherever you go, you're not a starter. Stop it. You draft Justin, you play Justin. This is a running back. Okay, this is literally a running back as a coach. All right, I don't know how many running back coaches there have been. Anthony's just the one that pops right off the top of my head, so you know it's going to be a good running back team. But literally, you got a guy with a cannon. I have been a Justin Herbert fan. I have been watching him since he played at Oregon. I was ready for him to come into this league. You know that because I was talking to you about that during the draft. So seeing this come in and being this way, it's like it has to stay this way. If Anthony Lynn does that and I'm the front office of the Los Angeles Chargers, I'm questioning if we've got the right guy calling the shots.
Yeah, I agree 100% at this point. I will say I do think he'll come back down to earth. I think NFL quarterbacks, we saw at Baker Mayfield, they come out hot. You get some film on him, he'll come back down to earth. But that doesn't change the fact that we have seen what Tyrod Taylor's ceiling is. Like we know what Tyrod Taylor can be, and it's not necessarily what you want as your franchise QB. And the fact that Justin Herbert started this way makes you at least think that ceiling is higher. Like you said, he's a lifelong backup, career backup. Maybe he hasn't had the right situation, but
it's over. You don't get that situation.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you got a paycheck and you got to play. We appreciate you. Justin Herbert season. Tampa
Bay, by the time you're listening to this on Wednesday, hopefully, Tampa Bay will be playing tomorrow, Thursday night against the Bears. So that's the last thing we'll say for the games. Chase, I feel like I've kind of led us on here through these games. So
it's been beautiful. This has been great. We should do this every week.
Dude, the division is I picked 5 games that I thought were marquee there. The afternoon games definitely sucked. My best bets went 5-5, so I'm not going to talk about those too much. It was good to not see my heater go from 11-2 to 2-8. So I went 500. If you're betting with me, you haven't won or lost any money this week, but you still have just won a ton of money the previous 2 weeks. I think the best bets are somewhere in the range of 29 and 15 total. So
they're crushing.
Yeah, they're crushing. Yeah, dude, I'm putting a lot of work in. I'm putting a lot of bets out, so I'm not holding back at all. So if you haven't been following along, would love to have you on board. Just DM me, or you can honestly DM Chase too, because he's definitely can get you in the right spot. He's always on Twitter.
Hit us up at Garage Guys FS too. I mean, we'll do whatever we got to do. Like I said, we're very personal with you guys. If you guys are hitting us up, I mean, you're part of the Garage fam. I try my best to go through my DMs every day and respond to everybody, whether I follow you or not. I'm going to go through that other inbox. I'm going to see what's there, if I can help you with DFS lineups, if I can help you with season-long stuff. And then, of course, Drew has so much knowledge as well. So I will make sure to get you to him. But, yeah, you got to hit him up too at Chef Boyardeen. And then just tag him in tweets and just be like, you're not checking your inbox, you son of a bitch.
I've been better. I usually check everything now. There was a while there where you had to get on to me. It's like I wouldn't check it for 2 days. But I do check every day. And I'm doing better on that. Any final words, Chase? Because I mean, hold on. I'll give you.
I love this. I love that I get to be final words guy for once.
16-27, Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers just got sacked and he looks hurt. Holy shit!
Ooh, this is not good. My knee. Shout to Aaron Jones, by the way. Shout out to Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones won my league last season. The Minnesota Miracle run, not the Minnesota Miracle against the Saints. We don't talk about that one. We talk about the miracle from Green Bay that happened in Minnesota. My final words is this. It goes back to Justin Herbert. This is me making a very bold statement, and this will be in ink on the internet forever. And I'm completely comfortable. I've thought about it. I've thought about it in these last 5 minutes of if I was ready to say this or not. Justin Herbert is going to be a franchise longtime QB that has the opportunity to lead the Chargers to a Super Bowl. He's humble. There's one thing that's different than most of these other quarterbacks that are coming in, like Baker and these other guys that are very flamboyant, flashy. They want the attention. They love that. That's what I've seen that's different with this kid. This kid's the real deal. I don't think anything's gonna come unless he gets hurt.
The stretch, man.
Bold statement.
How much did you watch of him in college? 'Cause I don't believe that you watch much.
I watched a lot of highlight. I watched a lot of film. I read a lot of things about this guy. I read articles about this guy.
I don't know if I don't know about. I need to see more, and I prefer. And I'm old school. We've talked about this on this podcast. I've got to see a little bit more after teams adjust to him. Because dude, what was that stretch of games where Baker Mayfield? I think he had 4 games at the end of the season where he just went off, and the next year he was crap.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to jump on. I just don't want to jump and say he's great. But why go back to Tyrod Taylor? You know his ceiling. Justin Herbert, I would be comfortable saying he's got what it takes to be a starter in the league, but I don't want to like.
As long as he stays humble, if he stays humble, he's got to stay humble. If he stays humble, it's going to take him a long way. If he Brady's the whip, he keeps the Brady mentality with it. You didn't see Brady dancing and doing all that stuff. It's just he's got that. I don't know. It's this weird mix between Phillip Rivers and what was it? Who did I say? It was Phillip Rivers and, oh, my God, Robot from the Colts. Yeah, Andrew Luck. This weird mix between those two guys. I don't know.
You think that's what Herbert is?
Smarts and Big Gun. Smarts and Big Gun.
I don't know if I see that, but you might know more than me. I just
got a wild brain.
I'll say this, man. If you go back to Tyrod Taylor and he struggles and your team struggles, even though your team's already kind of struggling, but if you go back to him and he plays poorly and you lose 2-3 games and then you put Herbert back in, you've already lost your job. Anthony Lynn's gone. Like
Anthony Lynn on the odds board.
Yeah. He's going to be gone. I mean, if he decides to go back to him and he struggles, I mean, that's Anthony Lynn's putting his job at stake if he puts Tyrod Taylor back in.
And I think he knows that. I think that it's just a lot of Twitter trolls just saying that at this point now. I think Anthony knows he has no choice. I think he needs to say, okay, we've got this. Let's invest in this. Let's move forward. Let's focus on these running backs. Let's do what we can to salvage the season and try to make it work. Because Josh Kelly, he's just got to stop fumbling. And I think that if he can figure that out, dude, then that's going to be he's got some moves, dude. He's got to be able to hold on to that ball.
14 hours ago, and I'm not even going to say the source is reliable, but it's LA Times. I don't know if that's reliable or not, but it says that he ducked the question on naming a starter, so that he's not doing it. So there you go.
We'll see. Going to be fun to see how it transpires. This has been fun. This has been good. This has been all football. This is except for my NASCAR hat, of course. Got to still throw that in there because we still love it. We still love the vroom vroom sport. But yeah, I dig it. I love it. Garage fam, love you. That was my final thoughts. Carry us on, wayward son.
We will be in Charlotte, one more reminder, and we are official Drip Drop Boys for at least another year. That's my closing statement. And don't let the trip fool you into thinking all of our content will not be up this weekend, because it will be.
That's right. That's what we do. It's going to be fun.
Go ahead and plug it real quick.
Yeah, so you know that you can find us on Twitter. You can find us at RotoBaller. Use promo code GARAGE. Get premium fantasy content. You're not only going to get my free NASCAR article every week, you're also going to get Drew's rankings for NASCAR. You're going to get Drew's football rankings now and best bets, where he is on a hell of a heater. You need to get over there and figure that out, and you need to just look at it. It's really not hard to figure out at all. It's literally the one article that doesn't have a player in it, just some random picture from a sports movie, and that is Chef Boy's articles. So promo code GARAGE for the premium stuff. Use that for everything site-wide. It helps put money in our pockets and helps us to continue to deliver this show and all the things that Garage Guys do. And definitely check out our website, GarageGuysFantasySports.com. It's new. I did a lot of work on it, and I think it's pretty, and I want you to tell me that you like it. Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe here on YouTube. Like this video. Just doing that alone helps so much, and we appreciate all of the amazing things that you guys do, all the feedback that we get, the messages that we get. It makes it all worthwhile. Wouldn't want to be doing this without you guys, and, of course, without Chef Boy. Other than that, Chef, I will see you in person Thursday for an in-person episode of Garage Guys.
I had not thought about that, but you're right. And I want you to close it out with the saying, because it feels right coming from you. Go ahead.
Sports. Party. Bill O'Brien's got a sphincter butt chin hole. Repeat. Break it down.
Love it.
It's the garage guys. 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 It's the garage guys.